Alright guys, I wanted to do a short update video about what's been going on. I'll talk about a few different topics. First, I wanted to go over what happened with PSA. It took months for them to give me my full refund, and it was a battle fighting with them. I'm very disappointed with their customer service. I mean, it was just outright ridiculous, and I will never do business with them again, and I don't think anybody should do business no matter what you're buying from them. It was just problem after problem after problem. I emailed them almost every other day. I was calling constantly. They weren't answering the phone, even it was during business hours, and it was just a complete ordeal to work with them. And I don't know, other people say they've had good experiences, and why they were fighting with me, I don't know, but it took weeks for them to send me the label so I can send them the rifle back. I got them the rifle back, and then they were trying to repair it instead of doing the refund, even though I clearly stated in all my emails I wanted a full refund. I wrote on the box I wanted a refund, and I filled out the refund form on their website like they said to, and they just kept insisting on repairing it, and it was just a battle every step of the way. Then they finally agreed to give me the refund, and it was weeks after that when it was supposed to come, and then I'd go to the bank. Oh, it's not there yet, it's not there yet. I'd call them. They'd say, oh, it's coming. I'd call, oh, it's coming. And for almost a month, it was like that. And finally, the last time I called, the lady just give me the runaround, and she even offered to give me a discount, promo code, whatever the hell she was offering for the inconvenience. And I told her I appreciate it, but I will never buy anything from you guys again. I don't want it. And she got rude with me, and of course I was trying to be polite. Towards the end I was very blunt and didn't show a lot of patience, but I never cursed, I never yelled, I never raised my voice. I was always trying to speak correctly to them, and not be mad at the person on the phone, because that's just their job. You know, they're answering the phone, they're not the ones deciding all that up at the top. But towards the end I was just very frustrated after the 2 months or however long it took to battle with them since I made the last video. You know, a week before that I was fighting with them. And so this is more of a cautionary tale and a warning for people to, in my opinion, stay away from PSA. I don't think the quality's there. I haven't seen any of their other firearms, but I'm assuming it's going to be the same. And in my own personal experience, the customer quality, their customer service, it's not there, and they're just always trying to pull a fast one over you. So I would stay away from PSA or companies similar to them. I'm not saying you can't buy budget guns or whatever, or you have to break the bank to get whoever says the nicest thing is, but I should have shown more caution before buying, and done a lot more research. And I really don't think I like buying firearms online like that from sellers. You know, I think I'd rather just see it in person and really decide from then, because obviously online the pictures are going to look nice, but you can't tell nothing from them. And it's much easier to decide in a pawn shop or from a buddy or wherever than it is online and clicking buttons and all that. So that's my wisdom for the day. Secondly, I want to go over some of the stuff I added on this. This is my Wasser 1063 I've had for years now. Love this rifle. First AK I ever bought. Recently I've added the red dot magnifier from Vortex. I'm pretty happy with them so far. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep the magnifier or not, just because I'm not used to using it. I thought I would like the magnifier, but I'm kind of indecisive on it right now. Not anything quality wise, just I don't know if I like using it. And then the light I have here is from Goonbeam. I was watching a Brass Facts video and he kept recommending it, and so I finally decided to break down and buy it, and I bought this. I ordered it months ago. It finally came in. maybe a couple weeks ago. I was kind of worried that they took my money and they weren't going to send it, but it finally got an email, was on its way, and this thing is awesome. I think I paid about $130 or whatever it's going for on the website. I can't exactly remember, 120, 130, but somewhere around there. It came with the light, a light cover, the bungee for it, mounting options, double-sided tape, the touchpad, which is pretty cool. Also came with a charged battery and a battery charger, and the different swappable buttons right here. You can either have a push button or the cable. Stickers, a hard case with foam on the inside to protect everything, all the screws and stuff needed for mounting. Obviously the standard paperwork, zip ties for the touchpad. I mean, really a lot of stuff for the $130. You know, normally you're going to pay that somewhere else and just get the light, or you're going to pay more and just get the light. And this thing is bright. It's, I believe, 8,000 lumens and 18,000 candela. If I'm wrong and you guys fact check me, that's fine. But I'm pretty sure that's what it is. I mean, this thing's bright. I took it out and tested it, and I went night fishing with my brother. We're shining it across the lake, and I could hit the tree line on the other side. And this is a good, I don't know, 200 yards away, 300 yards away, if not more. Obviously, it wasn't, you know, super bright, but you could hit the tree line and see that you're lighting it up. It was cool, really cool. So super bright, reaches out real far. Haven't had to charge the battery yet, and I've had it for a couple weeks now. So I'm pretty happy with that. It did take a long time to get, so if you are going to get one, I would do it now rather than later. Don't procrastinate on it and wait till the last second, and then you can't get it at all, if you know what I mean. Yeah, I would definitely, guys, if you're going to start ordering stuff or you're waiting on getting things, obviously don't rush yourself and make a bad decision, but I would get things now rather than later, because probably here after November 5th, it's going to be a shit show. Probably doesn't matter where you are in the world, really. It seems like everything's falling down to this. Not that America is number one or is the greatest place on earth, but I think the consequences of this next United States election is going to affect the rest of the world, at least the rest of the Western world and part of other parts of the world. You know, and that's kind of the third thing I wanted to talk about in this short little update video is everything going on. I'm not going to get into politics because I don't want to piss some of you guys off and have y'all freak out in the comments, but obviously shit's going down in the Middle East and in Europe and in the United States here too, especially. All sorts of different things, depending on what you believe and what you don't believe in. Doesn't really matter. Shit is bad everywhere. And I mean, if you're not thinking about it now, it might be too late for you, but I don't want to have that doom and gloom opinion. But first and foremost, I mean, of course everybody says this, but you really do got to be right with God. I mean, you got to trust that He's going to pull you through it, and that's going to give you peace first most. Secondly, you know, you just can't do anything without Him, whether the world's good or bad. You can't do nothing. And, you know, that's really, you know, fuck this place. It's terrible. So if you're not situated there, you know, your life's just going to be miserable. But if you know, you put your faith and your trust in Him, you'll make it to the other side, and all the troubles and thorns and thistles here won't be bugging you no more. I know that's kind of a dollar store version of something way more important that I can't explain too well. But definitely do that first. Then buy all the cool stuff if you want to spend your money on that. Got to have food and water. That's really important, especially water. You can't go very long without water. I know they say however many, 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, whatever bullshit it is. You can't go 1 day without water, I promise you. You work outside for 1 day with no water, you ain't going to make it. So you got to have water. You got to have your own food, and you got to have a good community. You You got to have friends. You got to have family, not just your relatives, but people you trust and you love and that care for you and you care for them. And that's the only way. If you think you're going to lone wolf it, you're wrong. Sorry. If you think you're going to hide out in a cave or a bunker for 6 months, you might be able to, but probably going to go crazy too. So, alright guys, sorry for that little interruption. I had to go take care of something real quick. Kind of forgot where I was left off, but we were talking about getting right with God and setting up a community. Those are important. I know everybody on the internet and these certain, I guess, topics of YouTube channels, I don't know how to explain what this is and what other people like me are doing on here, but talk about the same thing all the time, and some are serious, some are not. Not that I am some great influencer that you should believe wholeheartedly, you know, take everything I say with a grain of salt, but really, truly, I believe you gotta be right with God first. And if you can't take care of yourself without government or societal assistance for the important things like food and water and shelter, you're just a slave, and you have to work and be on the hamster wheel, as my dad says, for the rest of your life. And that's no way to live. That's not a way I want to live. And whether this country's falling apart or some European country's falling apart or wherever you live in the world, it doesn't matter. You know, if you have food, water, shelter, and a good community around you, the rest of the world's problems don't really matter unless they're dropping a nuke on you, but in that end, it doesn't matter either, you know. And I think being active in your community now is probably one of the most important things you can do, whether you decide to do, whether it's something in your church or joining a fire department or helping out at a shelter or whatever you decide to do, volunteering at a school or something, but being proactive in your community, making friends and meeting people and learning to care about these people and really building those relationships and building your relationship with God while you're doing it is probably some of the best things you can do with your time right now. I know it's cool to shoot guns and have all the Gucci gear and watch all these cool videos where they're doing ballistic tests or whatever the fuck you're into. You know, it doesn't, not that that stuff's wrong or bad, but you will find more enjoyment out of the things I'm telling you to do than you will staring at your phone. I know it's ironic, I'm recording this on a phone so you can watch it on your phone or your computer, whatever, your iPad, but really, I mean, even I gotta do this too sometimes, but throw that thing in the corner, turn it off, get rid of it, go outside. I don't mean just go outside and stand outside, but get out of the comfort of your room or your house or whatever safe zone it is. Make yourself uncomfortable around people. Make friends. Do things you haven't done before. Challenge yourself. You know, learn how to play the guitar. Go help this old lady with something, you know. Find a reason to get off your phone and be outside with people. Who cares if you're in the woods alone? You need to be around people. That's really what's going to help you. Being out in the woods is nice, but being out in the woods with your friends is better. And remember, act accordingly and stay frosty.